All right.
It looks like we are live. So we're the Four Horsemen.
Hey,
We just had some. It's weird because it's opposite on the screen, right?
Yeah.
So we're the Four Horsemen. We just had a really nice dinner and a little bit of cigars, having some coffee. So we got Baith. It's the opposite Baith here.
Yeah.
JSV Capital.
Good evening, everyone.
Vinny Bracco, and a very special guest who's going to hopefully come on a little bit.
He's going to come on.
So let's see when people start coming in. And then we'll answer some questions, talk a little shop, and see what we can come up with.
It's that whole opposite thing throwing me off.
Yeah, it's throwing me off. It's like you're here. But
you're right.
All right, let's see what's going on. So 2 people in the room. Let me get the conversation going. I'm live earlier. Oh, there we go. Lexi Johnson, that's right. We definitely no. This is only going to be 2.5 hours, not 3 hours.
Marky Mark, what up?
Marky Mark, a true gentleman. How are you? Cannot wait to meet you for the scotch and cigars.
Hello, Marky.
So we're taking it easy tonight, just some cigars and espresso.
BK Skip, Brooklyn in the house.
We'll wait for some people to come in. So, what's the first topic we're going to debate over? We'll go age before beauty. Go ahead.
Let's cover what I wanted to cover the other night.
Let's do it.
We're always
It's a Macanudo.
Yeah, Macanudo Portofino. We're always talking about gangster movies because that's a guy's genre thing. But there are some women that come on here.
Yeah.
Last 40 years, 3 best women actresses, and give me a movie that you feel defined their career that put them over the top.
Mob related or non-mob?
Excuse me?
Mob genre or non-mob?
No, not mob.
Gangster movie
Look at
related.
him,
Non-mob.
Mohawk.
Non-mob.
Take care of that.
Non-mob?
Non-mob. What the?
Well, how about this?
We're gonna talk
Semi-mob.
about Gone with the Wind?
Well, you can
What
be,
the fuck we gonna talk
in
about?
the, it could be a mob
How
genre.
about Talia Shire
Leaving
in
Las
Rocky
Vegas.
and Godfather?
Yes,
Leaving
but
Las
do you think?
Vegas.
But do you think she is one of the best actresses of her generation?
No, but it defined her though. You said it defined.
Right. Okay.
Pfeiffer, Stone, Theron. That's very good.
Who?
Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Sharon Stone, and
Angelica Houston.
Cerise Theron. No, I'm reading the actual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just an instant recall.
What was on first over here?
And then Cerise Theron, that movie where she was like the overweight psycho chick.
Oh,
That was
she was
good
even hot
acting.
then.
She was even hot then. Overweight.
then.
I'll
You
take
guys are
her.
nuts. You guys are nuts. Talia was smoking back in the day. Marky Mark is a good man. Love his comments. All right, who else? What do you think? Go.
I'm in agreement.
I don't know. I don't know.
Trying to
think
think
about
who
this.
else.
Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Angelica Houston. Good actress. Good father.
Lorraine Bracco was
Lorraine
good
Bracco.
in Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. And let me
Yep.
tell you, how hot was she when they were before he went out and he jumped
I
on
would-
her?
I
and
would
she
go
was in
that-
pink
yeah,
silhouette.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
now.
forget about it.
Not she wasn't hot. She was, you know,
Who's that?
Lorraine Bracco.
yeah, she was.
You
You know,
relate any relation?
Joey left his balls in Staten Island tonight. He didn't bring them with him.
no, I think my wife is creeping while.
All right, so
Exactly. You left your balls in her purse. You
I
didn't
see
bring
this
them out.
subject. I see this subject dart on the vine. What do you want to talk
Joe,
about?
Joe doesn't want to
Less
ask.
than a minute.
All right, less than a minute.
I'd rather talk about hot guys.
Joe doesn't want to end up on the couch, which I don't blame him. Well,
No cigar.
All right.
But I'm right next to them, so I might as well be smoking.
So, Jason, next topic. Let's do round robin. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, geez, throw me on the spot. The next topic I want to talk about.
Something we can debate.
Mob movie soundtracks.
Yeah, Joe.
Let's do that.
How many had a good soundtrack? Goodfellas?
Let's do mob movie soundtracks.
But look at Scarface.
If you had to go
That
back
had
to a
good
mob
music in
movie
it.
and
Yeah.
you had to listen and you had to put that CD or in Vinny's case the 8-track in your car and listen to the
Oh,
mob
man.
soundtrack. What would it be? Let's go around the table. Tom, you start it off.
Just Goodfellas. What's his name?
We talk about
Eric
my friend. He's
Clapton.
going to meet him.
Eric Clapton. Layla was like the And then the soundtrack from They Often Call Me Sweeter, but they were.
What about Donnie
Yeah.
Brasco? It had the
Donnie
Pointer
Brasco,
Sisters in it.
yeah.
Happiness.
That's a great. That's a great
Yeah.
song.
Exactly.
That was fucking
Is
funny.
that when Bruno Kirby's doing this?
Yeah,
With the vest on?
right. That was the shit.
So yeah,
Casino, that's a good one. Yep.
what was
Casino?
on Casino? I don't, who talks
I
about
think we just should have
soundtracks?
mentioned every mob movie.
Casino. All you have to hear is this. Oh no, that was Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's how good it was.
Well,
And De Niro, that face, forget about
Yeah,
it.
like this.
Uh-huh.
What about Scarface? What was the song?
oh, Nina
shoot.
Nona. That was a good song.
Scarface. That was soundtrack to Grand Theft Auto. Right?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to try this for the
Joe's
crowd. You
on
guys
Back
keep
Street.
talking. You guys keep
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, they got Joe's left
I'm
eye.
going to have to,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to keep this on.
Angle this a little.
You have to show me how to put this on the screen.
You got to learn how to do the YouTube.
Okay, ready?
Send the
People
Send
with
the link on
ADHD
YouTube.
save 10 hours studying with a
I'm
Chrome
going to
extension.
try this. I
But
don't know how
no,
well this is
by
going to
all
work.
means, go ahead, skip the ad, save a few seconds.
I have to do a lot of reading for my
Gotcha.
maybe we should put our phone up, one of us.
This is from Marky Mark.
We should all put our phones and let them link us all in.
That's true. Well, we get more viewers.
That's what we should do.
Oh, sure. Here's what's annoying. So you can play this. You can put this here. Right? Hold on to me.
You know why? Because for the first week I'm playing and I'm hearing the feedback. I'm like, what is this noise? They're like, lower your phone.
All right, that was from Marky Mark. I don't know how to share it, how they do it, where the other guys will watch something and they don't get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
But I don't know, and I don't know how you watch the screen at
No,
the same
you know
time.
what? What about the movie with Travolta, Gotti? They had Pitbull that did that song. What was the name
Yeah?
of that song?
It's Pitbull.
Oh,
It was-
yeah. That wasn't bad. The new Gotti.
Amore was the name of the
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was-
he
that was
rapped.
the best
He
part
was
of the
talking
movie.
shit about Sammy the Bull. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
Or
Pitbull.
I'll give you a very underrated movie. You know, we're
Yeah.
talking about movies. It has nothing to do with the mob. You ever see Forget Paris with Billy Crystal?
Oh, I hated it.
Did you?
Leona Lu. Yep, that's it.
Oh, I hated it. You know what? I came out when I was a kid, and I was into basketball, a
In
lot.
the
And I thought he was a
90s.
referee,
Yes.
and I thought it was about basketball. Me and my 10-year-old buddies went to go see it. We thought it was
yeah, well, I'm still learning this, so bear with me, guys. All right.
He throws
So-
a nice jab at Sammy the Bull. Marky Mark, I'm with you on that. Hit him up.
So wait, my beautiful Sicilian girlfriend is born and raised in Sicily, loves the old songs. Yeah, Sicily particularly has very good folk songs. Every time in Sicilian folk songs are excellent.
Yeah.
Same thing with Napoleon and same thing with Comorta. There's actually a song about the Italian mob, and it's like a old fashioned like folk song, but it's about the mafia and killing. It's
Really?
weird.
Look at,
Yeah.
I thought Carlos was our homie. Look at that.
how
Ragtag of hoodlums.
That's it. All right, I gotta ask you guys. Sometimes this jams up. Okay, let's see. Any other requests while we're doing this? There we go. Carlos is a good man. Big 10 crack commandments. Don't get high on your own supply.
The Truth. That has to be one of the worst songs. Albanian Blood.
Charlie Wolf. good
Sorry.
man. How are you, Charlie?
Wrong one.
All right. See, I wish we could do polls here. Because
your right hand is just blocking Vinny's space.
That's okay.
oh, I don't. It's not.
This
They're
guy,
gonna- I was on
man, you know
11
what?
hours today. I think they're sick of me already.
So
Next time, no wine, Tom.
So we need a yes or no.
Yeah.
Mohawk over the age of 35. Go in the comments. Yes or no. I'm
I
obsessed.
even think it's ridiculous, but it's the only thing I know how to do.
Okay, Mohawk
What are we gonna do?
over
What are we
35
gonna do?
acceptable. Drop yes or no. Coditos for the Narcos. That's another one. That's another
Can I tell
song.
you something though, Tom? Honestly,
What's
I'm being
that?
serious
Yeah.
now. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
think it does.
Vinny.
No, I think it does.
thank you.
Well, let the guy
No,
decide.
you're a
I think it does. Don't
Thank
you?
you.
Oh,
Honestly, I think it looks good.
It fits my oval head.
Oh, 37
Oh,
is 37 is okay, and he's 39. All right, so Marky Mark says yes. Hey, buddy says looks good. All right, listen.
I think it looks good.
I am
would agree.
a data.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
am a data driven guy. So if we get some positive, we'll have the Mohawk on it in its own episode.
He's the youngster
You
of the
never
bunch.
mentioned, notice how Tom sometimes will bury information.
How's so?
Tom
Keep it
didn't
to
tell
the
us what the
best.
voting was on the 30-30.
Oh, it's a 48% fell short.
So we lost.
Yeah.
We lost.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he
God.
didn't want to make us feel bad that we sucked, so we didn't say anything.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get 50%.
We're gonna do it 30 for 30.
But looks like we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, now we're doing 50 for 30.
Exactly.
No shit. No
We're doing
shit.
it anyway.
You're doing a 90 for 30.
Yeah.
Other way.
Oh, every
Oh
10
shit.
minutes.
Good man, Gregory. See, this might be a good man here.
Remember the WINS Sport Times?
The only thing younger than 35 is a gel holding that hawk together.
Mhm.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. JSV rocked that bad boy with pride because he rocks. Carlos is a good man.
I love him.
Carlos is a good man. Actually, I'm secretly jealous because I don't have enough hair to have a mohawk.
Me either.
So,
We three. Yeah.
so
You're
that's where
going to introduce our friend over
that's
here.
where the envy comes in.
Okay.
She's shy.
He was on though. He was
He
on.
was on earlier, but now he doesn't want to
Shinebox,
come on.
not Shinebox, Shinebox.
All right. So, Joe, next topic. Oh, cold out here.
Joe, while we're
Uh,
fucking young.
Smoke's quick.
Yeah. it is
let me
nice.
think for a
Yeah, here
minute
we go.
here. What are we going
7
to
and a
talk about?
Oh, we got to give the score on the
Yeah.
Macanudo Portofino.
Yeah.
Jason will give his score on the Olivo.
Yeah, let's do
Olivo?
that.
I give this an
Olivo?
8.5
What are
because
you reading?
I'm not as
Olivo.
much of an
Olivo.
aficionado as you are.
Oliva. Sorry.
I give it an 8.5 because I'm not as experienced as you.
Hey, that's a.
I'll give the Portofino 7.7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good smoke.
Why? It's organic.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, it's a very good smoke. It's perfect after dinner smoke. It pairs well with coffee. It's not too heavy.
And you can always pivot to the other one.
And
if you
always
want.
pivot to the other one. Let's go.
Is that a bodega 8.5 or is that a cigar
Oh, yeah.
shop 8.5?
7.7 total score across the
My
board.
bodega score is
The best part of the night so far
compared
was
to Black
the
and
company here and that
That's it.
Bay 8 Joe got screwed for $6 for a liter of
What do you pay? $6 for that? Oh
Yeah.
my God!
$6 for Mountain Dew.
Okay, JSV, what do you give the Oliva or Oliva?
Oliva.
What's the
I
JSV?
give-
Capital
you know
score?
what? Short, light smoke. I give it 8.5. 8.5. I'll go with 8.5.
I think I gave it an 8.1.
Okay, so
Um,
8.5, 8.1.
yeah.
Now
No,
here's,
it's not close,
here's
close.
a question: could you ever see a mob boss like Tony Salerno smoking this?
No.
He wants
No.
No, they're not gonna have
He
Yes.
wants it. He smokes Churchill's.
This is a woman.
Thick rings. Long.
Expensive? What is expensive? Do you know what he smoked?
What's that?
Which
No,
No, I know
No.
what Brandy smoked. He was more of an old school guy. I
Yeah.
probably got whatever, but I'm saying the type of cigar he smoked was called the Churchill. Churchill's a type of cigar. Although there's Davidoff,
That's
Churchill,
some-
that kind of stuff. So
Davidoff's expensive, right?
I had a
was
girlfriend.
very
I had a
expensive.
girlfriend.
What,
Her
like
father
$40,
was one of those guys
Yeah.
that an old timer that
Jack
would
Liddell?
just chew on it all
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Chew on it,
Occasional,
chew
when
on
we-
it, chew on it.
when you hit 10,000
I
subs,
mean,
doesn't happen.
Well, we'll go for dinner.
Oh,
go ahead.
hey.
No, we'll go for dinner anyway.
I agree.
I always wonder, like, when you
Agreed.
go home to their wives, they chew on a cigar all day. The wife must be like, oh my
Sativa.
God.
I'm more of a Dutch
Chewing on it all
master
day.
guy myself,
Dutch
you know.
master.
Sativa had Hayduk. So that's a funny green, like
How do?
Hayduk. Okay.
All right, I have a
there's
question for everyone in the chat. What do we think of Vinny's hat?
I love it.
Reminds me of Columbo.
I'll take it, Colombo.
White Owl.
Now you telling me?
But Vinny could pull it off though.
Wait.
All right, run it by me one more time.
One thing, man.
Vinny could pull it off.
And I used to like the Swisher Sweets.
Tell it to me one more time. This time slower.
You know what the best was
My wife loves
when Johnny Cash, that episode, when he's in the car. Remember Johnny Cash, when he busts Johnny Cash, he was a paratrooper, and he says,
What, Columbo?
You're not gonna cuff me. And he goes, Sir, he goes, anyone that can sing like you, there has to be some good in it. He never carried a gun. It's like James Bond. Anybody like James Bond here?
I was a big banger.
First of all, James
Which
Bond,
one?
they wanted to kill him, but they invite him on the boat for lunch. Why don't you just kill him?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, well,
I
you
never
want
said that.
James Bond at the party, you'll kill him there.
Yeah.
Never.
BK Skip, that was the first one, the Phillies.
Is that how you have?
No,
Yeah.
cigars. We're talking about, you know,
Philly blunts.
what we used to
Phillies,
do.
yeah.
Got it. 420 for life.
White Owls.
Yep.
Yeah, White Owls. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Hey, you know,
Tiamo. What are Tiamos too?
Yeah, those are
Box of
cigar
Tiamos.
stores.
No,
And-
wasn't there Tiamos though?
I don't
White
think
box,
so.
or was
There
that
might,
White
might have
Owl?
been branded cigars for the stores, but those were cigar
I
stores.
think my grandfather smoked cigars. They paid him
Yeah,
to
you're
take
hanging
them.
out.
So
The,
cheap.
Too much
the
up there,
guinea
they have to do-
I think
stinkers.
so. Yeah, I think you're right.
That's right. I wear a custom fedora nowadays. That's actually smart. That's actually
The
smart.
voice in the background, everyone, is going to take my seat in a minute, and that is the wonderful Shinebox.
Looks like the half
Joe.
French connection. That's great.
Make an appearance. now.
Marky Mark, I'm with you on that.
There we go. Thank you for the support.
Oh yeah, yep. Popeye Doyle hat. That's a good one, Sandy.
Yeah, Popeye Doyle.
Dutch Master. All right, let's talk about what
Dutch man, so that was it.
All right, let's talk about. Let's think. I want to come up with something interesting, get a little controversial for a second.
I got a good one.
Go.
How about subscriber of the week?
That's easy. Carlos Muniz. Good man.
What about Marky Mark?
Marky Mark too.
I went to Home Depot. I took a picture of a toolbox. That's what I'm giving. He has more wrenches than anyone on any channel.
Yes. They call him Carlos the Wrench.
The wrench.
Marky Mark is a close second. He's a good
Marky
man.
Mark's a good
Yankees
guy.
for Life is
Very
up
good
there
guy.
too,
Yankees
man.
for Life's a good guy.
Well, Jason wouldn't know because he's never on.
Yeah.
Right. That's
All right, how about this? Why don't
somebody got to
you?
hit the streets and earn.
Yeah, you're right.
So you have four guys
Who's gonna bring
here.
the family money.
Right, we're here all day doing this. Who's feeding us?
So watch. So you got four guys here with different knowledge areas, if you will, right? But have some commonality.
Yeah.
Drop a link below on our next subject. We'll let them decide.
Let them decide. But
Absolutely.
before you let
Nothing's
them
off
decide,
limits.
Absolutely.
Does it,
Like that.
everybody here can read, right? All right. What the best mob book you read? I got mine.
Ooh.
Let's go around the horn.
Mob
The
book.
best mob book you've read, and if you only read one, then name it.
Men of Honor by Tommaso Busciotta's story. I thought it was the best.
And Ivana was
Like the
good.
movie. Documentary.
I liked Gravano's book when it came out.
Underboss.
Yeah, because when it came out, you
So we got Men of Honor by that's
I gotta check that out. I
thought
think
it
we
was
don't do
written well.
dark.
I think it was written very
I
well.
gotta check it out. Which one?
Underboss. And because I knew that area, knew names he was talking about, it was like, oh,
Underboss was Sammy's book.
Underboss.
Yeah,
He
around
really
what,
good.
Peter
91,
Moss. Peter
92
Moss.
The
maybe?
Yeah.
Last Don
Oh.
about Messina.
Yeah,
That was a good book.
yeah, that was
The
a good
Last
one,
Don.
actually.
Nice.
I didn't get through the whole thing.
Good man, Marky Mark.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait.
gonna say Blood and Honor.
Who's
Who
that?
that?
That was a book about Nicky Scarfo by Nicky the Crow. It was about the
Nick
Philadelphia.
Garamondi, yeah.
Yep.
Was he a main guy? He was.
The gray suit.
That was George
what was the Joe Bonanno book?
Anastasia.
I thought the Joe Bonanno book was Men of Honor.
But truthfully,
Uh-huh.
Man of Honor.
my favorite
Man of
book of all
Hold on,
time,
I'm
mob
sorry.
book, is Gotti Rules by
Oh.
John Alite.
What did,
George
you think
Anastasia.
of, what did you think of the gray suit? That was a good one.
I never read it.
Gotti's
Pee Wee
Rules.
See whatever.
I mean,
Wait,
come
the
on,
baby-
Gotti's
She's
Rules.
gonna be saying that kid's not coming over anymore.
I especially like the poet
say
in
it,
Gotti
Tommy.
Rules when he would when Gotti was sent over when Gotti sent Alite over to
Oh, I
Joe
wanna
Gallo
order a
to
copy of your
demote
book
him.
today. I promised my
Ooh.
son.
Men of Honor. So this was
Is
Confessions
that an
of Tommaso
autographed
Buscetta.
copy?
No, he was like in Brazil. at the
Oh,
time. I
that
don't
was
know
the
where-
Netflix special.
Yeah.
Tom didn't
Yeah,
read. He
but-
just watched. He just watched the Netflix.
All right,
Yeah,
I
special.
exactly.
read
Bought
it
the
a few
book and
times.
I tell everybody he read
He's
it.
got the audio
this
book.
Was, this
Fuck outta
was
here.
red. This was red.
Oh, look at that guy.
This
your
was
Cliff
red.
Notes.
This
Oh,
was
yeah.
red. But I will say the reason why it was important. See,
That's a nice picture.
he
of
got a
Galante.
picture of Galante, got a picture of Tony
Show
Ducks
everybody.
with Tony Salerno. So the reason why, so what's interesting is when he got brought in, he testified at the Pizza Connection trial. The thing is, though, he didn't really know half the guys from there directly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in Brazil at the time.
Oh.
So he knew Vito Badalamenti, but he didn't really know those other guys. So he was there to pretty much give some context of the organization. But yet to this day, he admits to never, well, till he died, that he never dealt in drugs.
Lee Code 3, that's a good one too, man. Murder Machine.
Murder Machine.
Murder Machine was very good.
Oh, Phil Leonetti's
Mafia Prince.
Mafia
I
Prince,
listened
great.
to that. And Scott Bernstein's a good man. It's a very
Listen,
good book.
If you don't read, you want to listen. You want to do the audio.
Do the audio on YouTube.
Do the audio of
So I'm secretly working on a
that book.
piece that I'm
Bill
going
Leonetti's.
to introduce to the boss of bosses.
I'm reading a new book right now, Bullet to the Bone or Bullet to the
Who's that?
Al Yankovic?
Nah, it's
Oh, that's bad.
it's Anthony Raimondi, I think his name is. It's really good, the book.
Joe's
Yeah.
always got to put. We're gonna call Joey cold water. He's always pours cold water. On
Okay,
everything.
here's a question: are there more Raimondi impersonators or Elvis impersonators?
That's gotta be close.
That's a good one. That's close.
Gotta read that one. The Crow, yeah, it was good. 5 Family Selvin Rob. Okay,
Yeah.
ready? I'm gonna make a bold statement.
Go ahead.
Close to being the Bible for mob books.
What?
5 Families by Selvin Rob.
Never.
I
What?
started it. I started it.
What? You were in it.
Told me 3 times.
They did a whole
was
chapter on
in
you, Louis.
It was the crazy guy.
Do me a
that
favor,
when
somebody
they
back
went, when
me
they
up.
went through the jail and they saw someone. That was me.
Somebody back Lexi and me up as arguably the Bible. Then another book, The 6th Family about the Rizzutos.
That was good.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I will come out with
The
some
Old Testament.
information because every episode we have to come out with something.
Oh shit! Is
I
that
did
the?
time with the Mohawk.
Hey, if that's a real, if
we
that,
were in Lewisburg.
hold on. If that's a real Lee Cole, we'll drop you a link. That'd be interesting. The 4 Horsemen and goes at it with Lee Cole. Lee, if that's really you, you're welcome to come on. Actually, anybody's welcome to come
I
on.
think it's him.
I'd love to see you guys.
What time is it on the West Coast?
It's early.
Who's on the West Coast?
Least, Texas.
That's not the West
Central.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Close.
close enough.
Texas. I thought he was in Brooklyn.
Did anybody read Gene's book yet?
Barello?
Yeah.
No.
I have not.
I have.
Lexi,
Actually, I
Lexi,
might
what
like-
do
I'll
you
read it,
think?
actually.
I'll read Gene's book.
He's
got a lot of good
I'm
stories.
trying to get Giovanni Rocco on. I reached out to a few people that interviewed him. He is yet to respond. I haven't got in touch with him yet. I want to do that. That's about Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I essentially grew up. I know some people that were in that book, and I knew a lot of people from the Cavalcantes growing up.
Oh, I read the Jersey Family mob book. That was
well,
a good
there's
one.
a Made Men about Vinny Palermo,
Mhm.
and then there was another one.
Made Men is what I read.
Yeah,
That's with
That
the
was
black
good.
and red cup. Like they're all
Yeah.
black and red looking.
the red, yeah.
They're all fucking black and red.
You,
Then
Tom,
they
you
got
try-
the one about the garbage, the private
Tom, you
sanitation.
ever try Gangster Cigars?
Who-
Oh, I gotta try. Yeah, I gotta try Raimondi cigars. I heard they're pretty good.
I got some for Monday.
I'm watching Kidman events anyway. Well, you're welcome to join if you'd like.
Who's that?
Lee Cole.
Is he on?
Rob, pretty much encyclopedic version of mobology. Yeah, but it was good though. He at least
That's
gives
not
a
him
little
down there,
bit
is
of.
it?
No, that's us.
Oh, all the way down that little thing.
That's us. You didn't drink that much, though.
No, I'm not a $5,000 computer like you.
Kenneth, you could be right on that one.
Worst book, round the tally book. All right, was that Larry McShane? I think that
think
was
so.
Larry McShane. Now, what's interesting is I was going through my stuff, and we got a lot of crap, or I got a lot of crap for interviewing Larry McShane. I like Larry personally, and I found out that I have his chin book, and I was going to read it.
Don't.
I heard it was some inaccuracies.
Don't read it.
Is that bad?
No good.
Wait, Jojo, was that Larry McShane's chin book? Because I'm about to read it. I don't know if I trust this guy, but it was that bad?
Do you understand? How do you write a book about the chin? Who knows anything about him?
Not true.
No,
That's true, actually.
no, they just write it's they write the history of them. They don't write.
Yeah, he shuffled up and down the streets.
they
he was an idiot.
The
he never took a
audiobook.
shower. Goodbye.
On YouTube, the 5
Yeah,
families.
exactly.
The book is much
I
better.
didn't take a shower. Goodbye.
Yeah, I
Joe,
in terms of books that are on Mafia Prince is also on YouTube as well. I'm surprised they give it away for free. Bullet Hits the Bone. Is that it?
That's Anthony Raimondi's book.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We should get him on.
I'm at the point.
Mario Puzo's Godfather, probably the
Yeah.
best fiction.
Honestly,
you said-
though, he killed the Pope.
Because
Don't you think that's like gonna get you in trouble with upstairs? You know what I mean? What are you
brilliant.
gonna have
That
to
guy's-
answer
that
for
guy's
that one?
another one.
That's true.
That guy, he's another one with the other guy we were talking about before.
What's up?
Russo. The guy Russo, his stories. Now this guy's.
Oh, Gianni Russo. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
this guy with the Pope stories.
Yeah,
Gianni Russo
Hey, Jason, how
said
are
that
you?
he had
Hey.
coffee with
How you doing?
Noah before he
Detroit.
started building the ark.
Hold on. Now listen. Now hold on. I
Wait,
did.
hold on. I think somebody
Hold
put that
on.
in the comments.
I
This guy.
I trust.
Hey, I said, hey Noah, what are you
Detroit
doing?
City. Detroit City. Was that a good book? Jojo says it was.
Which
He
one?
says it wasn't.
Get some
the
air
mix-
time. I'm gonna
The McShane
put my
Chin
coat
book.
on.
Oh, come on over here, Joe. Say
And
hi.
I'll
Joe, say
stand
hello.
up with I'll stand up with the
Al Diarca book. Boss of Bosses. It was Mob.
Fine,
Sorry,
sit
not
back,
Boss of
get your
Bosses.
face in it.
It was Mob Boss.
Yeah,
I thought
Mob
that was
Boss,
good.
Yeah, that was.
I'm
good.
not a big Capisi guy, but I thought it was a good book.
Mob boss.
A Mob Boss. It was about Diarca.
He's a former carny.
All right,
Next,
next.
introduce our friend over here to your right.
This is Joe's Shinebox.
Hey guys,
Drove up from his multi-mansion from South Jersey.
don't give me up.
So I won't say where.
Hey guys,
Joe joined us.
I'm
Good
lucky. I'm lucky to be around these
There you go.
drunken guys.
I'm
Drunken guys. I haven't had one drink.
by sorts of heaven.
Well, I heard Brooklyn guy. What are you knocking me for?
No, I'm
now?
only talking good about you.
Best mobologist in the business. I love it.
I want to know something.
Wait, what was your
Jason,
favorite?
you've been
book?
here on an August night, right? Do you need a sweater?
Hell no.
What?
On an August night,
Yeah.
you need a sweater.
Oh,
Yeah.
he said sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
So hold on. So you, what was your favorite mob book?
Sammy's.
Sammy's. Interesting. That was good. You didn't feel it was a little too slanted?
You know what? Because the other books weren't out.
Yeah.
And so that was like something where I knew a couple of the people. So it's like, oh, let me hear about it. You
The
know?
best Gotti book. I like Mobstar.
Mobstar was
Mobstar.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Gumbada was
I like
good.
I like
The water was
Gotti.
good.
I like the autobiography on
the-
Gotti.
I have
The
original
Gotti tapes was good too.
Oh, the Gotti tapes. Yeah.
What's his book called?
The Fifth Horseman. Yes. Fifth Horseman plus plus
Sins of My Father.
Sins of My Father. I'd like to
plus
hear
the Mohawk.
I want to invite you
Person,
guys
yeah.
to my house, but I'm at Tom's house. I'd be embarrassed about my little house in Staten Island, you know?
BS. Ooh, who's he kidding? So
I'm worried.
This little house in Staten Island.
No, so watch.
House on Staten Island ain't cheap.
So I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with Joe. Right? He goes, I'm backing out my driveway. So we're like on the phone for 3 minutes. I'm like, hey, where you at? He goes, I'm still backing out my driveway.
Yeah.
Cold
but
snack,
then again-
beautiful
then
area.
again, Tom's little one's playpen is as big as your living room.
Listen, it keeps her happy.
It's a big playpen.
My property is 50 feet by 120. The patio that we're on right now
50
is 50 by 180.
Shinebox.
Before you weren't on.
They have
You
you
were
in
making
Colts
money.
Nest. They won't. No
He
comment.
said,
No comment.
"We all
No
have
comment.
Tom Weezer."
Close.
Okay, so
Close.
being that we're all Italian here, my house has a basement. Do I have a kitchen down there
Yes, you do.
or not?
Yes,
Is it
you do.
finished or unfinished?
Yes, you do.
Basically,
Yes, you do.
cars.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes,
And,
you do.
and he didn't go for the permit.
Everybody's got
Yeah.
two kitchens.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question for the viewers.
And it's
Viewers.
illegal.
He didn't go for the permit either.
No,
many-
it's illegal.
How many sweatsuits does Joe have hanging in his closet?
Ooh. Pressed.
Pressed.
Press.
Yeah, pressed.
And named.
In the plastic from the laundromat still.
and named, not Target.
Jordan.
Mulberry Street Bar is still open, and it's a great place. It's cash only. There's karaoke on certain. There's karaoke there actually,
Oh, really?
and I still go. Me and my fiance, we go once in a while. I
You
like
sing?
it.
How many
No.
pairs? How many pairs
well.
of Jordans does Bay Eighth own?
Ooh, let's guess. I guess
I'm gonna say 14.
I say 40.
Say, hey,
How many of them
40.
fell? How many of them fell off the back of a truck?
Yeah, I wish.
Hold on. No. Hold on. The closest wins a little bragging rights. I say 40. What do you say? 14?
52.
Damn. What do you say?
I 35.
What do you say?
I say 10.
How many?
55.
Jesus Christ! You're not afraid to say that?
That's
will your wife
50.
listen?
That's
Oh
55.
my
What?
God.
Say it. She sees the bills.
Oh
How
my
many,
God.
She
many
pays
hats
them.
Now, how many hats? I say 50 hats.
50 hats. Yeah.
Hold on. Which is Big Boy Blue? What's Mafia Boss? That's a book? I didn't know that.
Your Mafia boss?
Yeah, I've heard it. Which?
All right, I got a question, and not MobTube. Best Mafia podcast. Real Mafia podcast. There's Mafia, which is excellent.
Wait, the best what?
Mafia podcast, like
Give-
real
give
Mafia
us-
podcast.
give us the ones
Mafia
that-
podcast.
There's a one called Mafia, which is excellent. I like Jeff Nadeau's. I started listening to that. That's a true podcast called The Sit Down.
OC Shorts. I
OC
like.
Shorts. That's
Okay,
considered
but
a
I understand.
podcast.
How do you not
Like-
say? How do you not say Mafia podcast? How do you not say Sammy?
It's good.
It's an underboss talking about what he did in real life. It's not somebody who's read the newspaper. Nothing against. Again, really, you can tell I'm Italian. They get really high over anything.
I'm gonna
The
go.
guy lived a life. He's telling the story about how he lived a life.
No, it's a good
Real-
podcast. I didn't say it's good, but what I'm saying is,
It's
I'll
It-
talk.
he lived it. He's not telling somebody else's story. He's telling his story.
Francis.
Francis is a good one.
Francis, but
I
but
like
he-
Jimmy
It's a
Calandra.
hybrid.
But I'm saying more of a
kind of
podcast.
show.
More of a
Yeah,
podcast.
it's a-
I personally feel it's better than Nike.
I like Jimmy
Personally.
Calandra.
I like Puma.
They said
Like
podcast.
Sam Gianconca. No, like true podcast.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
iTunes.
Yeah.
Again, to Sit Down and Mafia. I'll give Sammy up there. I like
Yeah,
it.
but
They said
honestly,
podcast.
there's these four Juches. I guess
Yeah,
they
the
call
four
themselves
Juches.
the four horsemen.
Juchas was kind.
Yeah,
They're the tops in the business.
Tony Pizza.
Yeah,
Right
we
there.
are getting some rave reviews, but I don't know if they're trying to fill our heads so they can take us down.
You know what? Scott Bernstein does have a very good podcast. I think he also has a radio show as well. MTR, that would be considered a podcast, yes. Sammy the Bull's good. Calandra's good. Calandra's more of a YouTuber, I believe. I don't think he has a podcast, but nevertheless, good content.
It's next.
Calandra's close second. No, I think so. Interesting. All right.
And one other one, I like FBS too. He's got a good
Yeah.
show. I really
Yeah,
think he's a good kid.
Yeah.
I think he's
Bobby
a nice
Luisi,
guy.
Probably.
I
like
they
it,
are.
right?
I was
Good
on.
content.
He's he loves A-Late. So I can't
know.
say anything because
You're
I'm friends with
taxed.
him, but I
like
get
A-Late.
attacked.
He's got good context.
But FBS is like, we have a lot in common. He was
Lot
saying he's
facts.
involved with the sneakers and whatnot. He's into the music. So
And I also
Who's
want
that?
to say something
FBS.
about last night, everybody. We were joking around with Nadeau about matching up people, and then people, commenters, subs started saying, "Well, this guy against that guy," and it was all in fun. And we don't want anybody to be insulted, obviously.
yeah, come on.
because-
We were joking.
Yeah, everything was. A
I'm
joke.
46 years old. You know, who am I
Chris is a good
fighting?
guy.
Don't look a day over 49.
Next time I see.
I don't know
49,
where
give
A-Late's
it a
been. I haven't
wonderful-
spoken to him in a very long time since had him
I
on the
think
other
he's in
podcast.
Europe.
Who's that?
He's doing something in Europe.
Yeah,
My
OC
mother.
Shorts is
OC
mother
Shorts
loved
is
these.
great.
OC Shorts.
James is a good.
I like the UK accent.
Only old guineas.
How about the
He
Mob
ate this.
Report Al?
Old guineas.
What is that?
The
The
Violet.
violet.
Oh, the violet.
My
Yeah.
mother used to eat these.
I just told him my father. used
Yeah,
to-
Joe has them in hand specials.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Violets.
How about this? And I don't want to exclude.
Special.
I don't.
He had it in his baby bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to
I
exclude
was in
any
the
other.
Guinea
I don't,
Deli the other day.
yeah, I don't want to exclude
and
any other
I saw-
cultures, but for those people that are Italian or have been around Italians, the most Italian thing, I will go first, and I still have it. Plastic on the furniture.
Oh yeah.
Plastic on the
French,
furniture.
French provincial furniture.
No, that's Italian furniture.
That doesn't have anything to do with the 14.
Not only is that not as Italian furniture, you know, when I walk in and it's called like Alf.
Alf.
Called Alf. I'm like, what? Like, some of the brown little alien from whatever from the 80s. And then I look at the bill. It's that's why we have plastic on the furniture. So for you guys, what's the most Italian thing?
That big my mother had the big
The Cristalina, yeah.
what do you call it?
The Cristalina.
There you
That's
go.
what it's called.
Me, it's the mason jars with tomato sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually use mason jars here to drink, like as my daily drinks for my coffee and my regular. I like
Really?
it.
Yeah.
You know what was an
that
Italian
works.
thing too that wasn't Mitigan? Old Italian grandmothers always had the Progresso dark tuna.
Yes.
Right? Never had chicken of the
Lisa
sea.
is correct.
It was dark
So watch. Lisa's
tuna.
right.
My grandmother used to give it-
So watch. No shoes on the counter. No shoes on the bed.
Oh yeah.
What?
You can't
You're
do
anywhere.
Yeah, nowhere. Yeah.
If you
yeah.
notice, when I come here, I take off my
When
shoes.
Joe
I can't wear
comes-
them in my house.
When Joe comes and takes his shoes off, I will give him that.
Women, the
One
women
more
wouldn't
thing,
put the pocketbook on the
Campari.
He
floor.
takes off his $200 sneakers.
Hats on the
200.
table. That's a
I
no-no.
know.
Tip to wear a tear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hats on the table. I get in trouble for that.
Joe's got to knock before he goes in.
I think a fig tree in the yard.
I have a fig tree.
we had grapes.
I swear to God, my wife.
Grew,
I'm starting to see who's made in your house.
we grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to see it.
When you come to my house, you got to avoid the 5-gallon
crack
vats
me.
of olive oil
If I
that my
ever walk
wife
in,
has.
this is this idiot from YouTube.
Wait till you see
She'll
the
hit me with a
olive
high
oil.
heel or put my eye out. Like
So
in,
hold on. So we grew grapes in the backyard. We have grapevines.
We're here.
No, my house growing up.
Elizabeth,
What the hell
yeah.
am I gonna?
My
put?
grandmother,
Yeah.
looks like a-
my grandmother, a blueberry bush
Sammy the Great Storyteller
and strawberries.
most Italian thing. I don't know my family. That's true. That's very true. Bread can't be upside down. I don't know if I heard that one. Did you ever hear that one?
I never heard that.
The only thing about Sammy is
Never
I
know.
think that Sammy almost still thinks he's in the mall.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I
My
do.
girlfriend family raises olive trees and makes olive oil in
Hard to
Sicily
get out of
adjacent.
that.
Yes.
It is.
When you were on
So
the
so
board,
Sicily has
hard to get
the
out.
best olives and olive oil, hands down.
Yeah. And we still do the 2:00 Sunday dinners.
Oh shit! There we are. There you go. Mom's side 100% saying lives in Garfield, New Jersey. That's off.
There you go.
The Venetian is over in Garfield, New Jersey. Since the 40s, got to say, my grandma putting his, I think hers, peaches, in homemade wine. Yeah, yeah, and making homemade wine. We should maybe make a run of the 4 Horsemen wine. And it's
Yeah.
wait,
Tom's gonna stomp on the grapes.
well, we missed the season. The only thing is
He's gonna
grapes are.
fucking
It's a good
strain it
marketing
out.
idea.
You're a
Yeah.
marketer.
Yeah.
That's right.
No hats inside, and no hats on the.
no hats on the table.
Yep. And
No,
no
hats
hats.
anywhere.
No hats at dinner. Hold
No
on.
hats at dinner.
Growing up, was a TV in the kitchen if you even had one on or off during dinner?
Off.
It was-
Always off.
It was off, but
Off or
later
over your
on,
head.
it was
Except
turned
on
on.
Thanksgiving.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Now my kids watch. They don't stop. We gotta have one in the kitchen, one in
Yeah.
the dining room, one in the
Okay,
bedroom,
here's a
one in the
good one.
basement.
Go to Staten
During
Italy.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
during dinner, would you be able to keep the football game on the TV, or you'd have to?
During dinner.
Later on in
But
years,
dinner was
yes,
a whole
early
separate room.
no.
Nobody was
Right.
sitting on the
Yeah,
couch.
right.
Yeah,
It was on at the
Yeah.
table.
Right.
Now,
All
it's,
How many of you? Okay, ready? How many of you guys took a nap on the couch watching Dallas while the women cleaned? Why the women?
Dallas was off by the time.
Why the women? No, Dallas football game.
Oh, Dallas football.
So Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
watching Dallas football on the couch sleeping
that's me.
while the rest of the women are cleaning up.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
Wasn't that their job?
And here's
the two
They
female
do.
viewers we're gonna lose.
no. And
I
here's
always thought-
something
I always
that's
thought that was
Hold
it.
here's
on,
something
hold on.
that's changed.
Oh,
And this is not sounding sexist, but the separation of men doing their thing, maybe having a drink,
Male
maybe having a,
chauvinist.
right,
Yes,
and then the
yes.
women doing their thing. The women bullshit and the men,
Yeah.
the men bullshit. Now it's like, oh my god, everybody's got to be together. Okay, well,
All the women
I
were
think
talking
this-
about recipes, and the guys are talking about their gourmets.
in their heads. or something.
What's going on? I'm on a roll tonight.
You're ready to roll.
I gotta get another glass. Anybody want a glass of red wine?
Yeah, please.
yeah,
And, yeah,
little bit.
Yeah.
This-
the glasses are right up
Thanks,
there.
that's for Henderson.
Help, you know where everything is.
Huh?
Help, because he doesn't know where
Yeah,
the rest
help me
are.
out.
Thank you much, Jeez. Grab you one too, please.
So 3.
Yeah, please.
You want?
I give Joey a splash.
Sorry.
Yeah, have a
All
splash.
right, might as well.
You don't drink, all right?
No.
Good
Give him
man.
some Campari.
I need the Mountain
Joe
Dew.
Campari.
You know who he looks like? You know, Be Real from Cypress Hill?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that might be your doppelganger. When you go to a wake and have to stop by somewhere else for a second store, so you don't bring death home. You know what's interesting? For those that are a little older like us, right? The wakes that were 2 to 4, 7 to 9, 2 to 4, 7 to
3
9,
days.
2 to 4, 7 to 9,
3 days.
and then the funeral. Like if somebody died, it shut down your week. Like it was the
Yes.
nowadays, even Italians. My mother, unfortunately, she passed at 14. She
Yeah.
just wanted one
Same
viewing. It was
day.
like 2 to 6. That was it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Whoever likes you shows up, and whoever doesn't. Call it a fucking day. Olive oil is only made in the fall in Sicily. That is correct. Just like the grapes. Sunday gravy sauce. That is right. That is correct. Please say it's sauce, not gravy. You think
Sauce.
Okay, I was
No,
gonna say,
not
yeah.
gravy. No, 100%.
LTC. I call it sauce, but could be considered gravy when there's meat. Unfortunately, get fake organic. That is true. So supposedly as much as 40% of the olive oil is what he means by scam is misdesignated. So the mob has a racket and they'll sell like extra EVOO whatever, and it's like not the same grade or not as good. And Mike John is actually 100% correct.
Didn't they say the same thing about tomato sauce in Naples? That
I don't know.
they're like making knockoffs of.
Listen, if they could scam anything in Napoli, they will.
that's true.
Calabrian olives I have not had. I've never been to Calabria actually. I want to go. I want to take my kids there someday and check it out. I have my brother-in-law's family's from there.
Where's Calabria, on the southern side?
Yeah, the tip of the boot. And,
Yeah.
I have videos of process of making olive oil. Hey, buddy, Tom and New Theory, please send them to me. I'd love to see them actually. Let's see. Let me see. Computer's acting up. Blackwood, New Jersey, South Jersey. You're welcome, Kenneth. Wait, we got Blackwood, New Jersey, South Jersey. We're gonna, Kenneth, when we have our cigar night, we are probably gonna do it in New Jersey. Obviously, we'll announce it with everybody. So hopefully you can come. We'll probably do the cigar night soon too, right? Which one? This one, thank you. Oh, yeah. It can't go an hour without saying 20 people. Who can't go an hour?
Who said Tony?
That's weird.
We didn't say that.
I don't know, that's weird. Asara's olive oil got pallets worth almost. Awesome.
You think we could get him on here, Tony Beats?
You
You
remember
do
the
it, you
grandmother?
think?
Beats.
Beats,
exactly.
Mandela Beats.
Tony Beats.
Joey Sneakers. That's true. Eagles territory in South Jersey. That is true. My aunt made Sunday dinners to go for 11 siblings during COVID. That's fucking amazing.
Wow. That's great.
That's weird. Dallas, wow, Thanksgiving tradition. That is correct. And then the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Yes. Detroit Lions.
Yeah, buddy. Green, light green has an actual olive oil smell. That's actually true. My grandfather would dunk his bread in glass of muscatel, his go-to one. Interesting. But that's like sweet though.
That's very sweet.
Yeah. I never thought of that combination. Tom needs to go live with Tony. Listen, tonight's an open mic. If Tony's here, we'll drop him a link. I actually do want to speak to him. I have a personal thing I'd like to speak to him. I'd rather not do it publicly, but if you want to talk publicly, I'm okay with that too. I have nothing against him, but I would like to chat with him. My grandfather's pinky ring may be the most Italian thing, I have to be honest. I got to be honest. Now, again, I didn't grow up in a mob family. I didn't see the pinky rings that much. You probably did in Queens, but you, Joe?
No, not really.
No.
So I don't know if
That was more 60s, I think, and early 70s, right?
Yeah.
I saw a gun more than anything.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious. They used to sit with the gun right
I
in
saw,
my
I
dad,
saw
right
a
on.
bookmaker one time.
So my father growing up, remember the old station wagons?
Mhm.
So my father would keep a loaded what is it called? A double barrel shotgun in the station wagon.
That's normal.
Mhm.
And when he would drive, it was live. It was live. It was loaded. And like as he was driving, it would like be bouncing around.
Now he's the least mob of all of us, and
No,
he had the
that
shotgun in
that
the
was
car.
that was normal back then.
Oh, that's good.
That was normal
People,
back then.
I'm not low class. I can't even find the camera here. My hands like this because it's stuck to the
Come on,
glass.
that's right.
That's why.
Hey, who's that meat guy sticking his head in?
Grease olive oil. Pounding that pink feel. I can't go over that name.
I love it.
That's
Oh, that's great. I don't
hard
think he's a butcher.
to
either.
pick who to watch. Good point. At least with California olive oil is real. That is true. Dude on the right looks like Michael Pena. Who's
Yeah,
Michael Pena?
that's
Someone
me.
said that the other day.
Yes,
Is that the same guy that said it?
Shows.
Who's
Who's Michael
that?
Pena?
he's an actor.
An actor.
He's like
What,
voted. Wasn't he voted sexiest man alive last year? I think.
The year before. 20.
People, yeah.
Whatever.
Mad Magazine.
Mad Magazine, yeah.
MMA match. Little Nicky Scarfo versus Harry the Hunchback. Recommend. Harry the Hunchback isn't me, or he looks like one of those guys.
I don't understand these mob guys. How could Harry the Hunchback look like the way he looked and be a mob guy?
Well, he was
He had
old
a
school.
beard over here, out the
Yeah,
here.
but he was. I think he was from the other side and was from like mafia, like kind of royalty. Now, here's what I don't get. He's a type of guy who always was old, like Morgan Freeman. Like you were born
He was
like
old.
one, and you were just old. Like you were a one, and you were like
I'll
60.
give you a good fight.
Who's that?
Nicky Scarfo against Casso.
Mm.
Ooh, both like 5'5", right?
Pretty good one, right?
1 Mr. MRE, 2 Lee Cole, 3
Sammy.
Armchair Guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I think Sam
That's
would
my
win
list. Thank you, sir.
I think he
Tom,
fight
that's
till the
Tony
death.
He'll fight to
Pizza.
the death.
Yeah, I'm confused. This is Tony Pizza? All right, let's have a little fun.
Was it him?
Mr. Pizza? Senor Pizza, if that's you, you're welcome to join the
That
club.
ain't him.
Could be.
In the heads is Tony?
I don't know.
understand.
Maybe just
Hunchback had a 30-something girlfriend while in prison in his 70s. That's why he was hunched over.
No, you're wrong. He was in his 90s when he had the 30-year-old girl.
Old gangsters, a lot of them carried sawed-off shotguns. It wasn't sawed off. Actually, I think the reason why it wasn't sawed off is to get more time if you get caught with it.
oh
Yeah.
oh that's true.
Oh shit! Is that really him?
There I am.
There he is. All right, hold on,
Oh, man.
hold on. Before we start, Tony, welcome to the Armchair NBA podcast, along with the 4 Horsemen. How you doing today?
It's an honor, Tom.
So you're my guy, right? I like you. I follow you, but we just got to hash something out like gentlemen before we proceed.
I know you're not a rat. I just said that to get your attention.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine.
And,
That's fine.
also, I had my nervous breakdown the 3 days
Vinny,
after.
what's up,
I had-
Vinny? We don't know how to put a link together. That's my
How are
boy
you?
Vinny right there.
I don't know how. I honestly don't know how to do it. I would have had you on.
You would have had me on?
Of course I would have.
Anytime,
Okay.
anytime. You're welcome to come on.
Yo, Vinny, I love you, bro. I think you're the best guy on this so far. You and Tom.
Thank
I
you,
just
Swan.
don't
Appreciate that.
understand. I just don't understand why you would waste your time with FBS because he's a fucking blowhole.
Because I like him. Tony's a friend of mine.
How's he a friend of yours? He grew up in the neighborhood with you?
No.
All right, so how the fuck is he a friend of yours, bro? He doesn't know nothing about no fucking wise guys. He ain't from the fucking neighborhood. He's a jerk off that talks about Wikipedia shit, and he's got fucking rats on his show.
Aye. Tell us how you really feel, Tony.
How the fuck is
That
he your friend?
explains it right there. I was going to ask
I
you
can't-
what's your beef with them, but
Yeah.
you know, thank
He
you.
just answered it.
That covered it in 14 seconds.
This fucking jerk off's out there, he's a spin doctor like CNN. He takes every fucking thing I say, he spins it. You go look at my videos, everything I said about him on my video right now, tonight, he's on overtime saying he's spinning it like whatever I said he would say. He's saying that I'm going to say he said it. You know what I mean?
But didn't you make up with him?
Fuck no. That was to get the heat off me because he went to the cops.
Whoa. Okay.
Exactly. Yep. I
You
don't
know?
want to say that, but I figured that. Did
I
he go to
fucking
the
went
cops?
on. I fucking said, yo, we got to end this shit because I left fucking Pennsylvania because he wouldn't show up. I get back to New York. A friend of mine's a cop. I said, do me a favor. Run me. See if there's anything out there. He says, you're a person of interest right now.
Wow.
So he told me, he made a few phone calls. He told me to squash it. So I squashed it.
So
You know what I mean?
yeah, I hear it. I got to ask you a question because I'd like to. First of all, I'd like to invite you back on for a full interview. Are you willing to accept?
Yeah.
I'd love to have you on. So here's my question.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
This cocksucker, he's trying to tell everybody I don't know Sammy. He's trying to tell everybody, you know, everything that I've proven on my show.
Well,
I've gone out of my way.
I want to go one step further. And if it was you on the podcast, by your last name, are you related to the Quaranas in
Yes, I am.
Yeah, they're I mean, for those, if you want to be a mobologist, they're probably the most important clan in the world.
My uncle's the fucking biggest guy in the fucking world.
Was that Alfonso?
Yes.
Wow. See, I didn't see it. That's why, to be honest with you, why I wanted to reach you out first when I saw your name. It's so just people
Listen,
know.
nobody knows my name, okay?
Yeah.
And these fucking Americans don't have a fucking clue
Yeah.
about my family.
Yeah.
All right. We don't
Yeah.
make newspapers.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. Like, you know, Alfonso is like not my first uncle. He's like
Yeah.
a third.
Yeah. But
You know what I
you know how they found him, right? So what happened was he was a ghost in Sicily and Italy could not find him. He was gone. You know, they were in Venezuela. They own Aruba. So they
I
found
know
him.
they own Aruba. I was gonna run all the fucking water sports down there back in the 90s when they took it over.
Yep. And what's interesting is they found him because he went to a wedding and he used his real name on the registry. That's how they found him. So he was a quote unquote car wash attendant, but meanwhile he was running a multi-billion-dollar drug.
No, you don't got to tell me the story, bro. I know the story.
Yeah.
They said if the Mafia was hockey, he was Dwayne Gretzky. That's exactly what they said.
Well, I got a question because I
let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking, you know, I don't fucking talk about my family fucking life.
I don't want you to talk anything about you're not comfortable talking about, of course.
No, I'm just saying I don't talk about it. I never used my fucking family's name down here in fucking New York. Okay. I made my own fucking way in the Gambino family on my fucking own. All right. And you want to know something funny? You asked Sammy what my nickname was.
Yeah, I'd love to learn. Share with us.
The Ghost.
The Ghost. Well, what's interesting, the part of the clan hooked up with the other Contreras, and they are actually dubbed the Rothschilds of the Mafia. That's actually
I know.
Yeah,
I know all about it, bro. I mean,
But how can we? Let me ask you an honest question. Like that's the mob, you know that. Like that's mob, right? How do all mob, the mob guys, the shows, this and that? How could you not? It's like talking about hockey and not talking about Wayne Gretzky. Now, granted, there's not much known about the clan, but it's still one of the most important. And he'll tell you this: the reason why they're important. What's that? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Tony.
What?
Let me ask you a question. I'm curious because you don't have to say it because he's a friend of yours. The Frances and Gravano sit down, was a lot of it staged for entertainment purposes?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, when is it coming out? Do you know?
I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. Ever since I did that one thing with Sammy on my phone, okay, I caught him waking up in the morning, and me and him were having a long conversation. He was still in his fucking underwear, sitting in a chair smoking a cigarette. All right. While we were in the middle of a conversation, if you saw the video where I had him on my phone and like a Zoom call, and I was on my other phone with a camera filming it live, okay? When I did that, I cut into half the conversation with my camera. So everybody caught the tail end of that conversation.
So really quick, Tony Pizza. So first of all, we appreciate you coming on. So we're gonna have Chris on really quick. Don't jump off.
Chris
is in the waiting room just before we
fuck
jump
him.
On.
I'm not talking to that cocksucker. I'm gonna go
to hold on. We've been respectful. Just hold on. We're just gonna ask if we have a disagreement. Oh, he jumped off.
He ain't gonna face me again. I'll go to fucking Pennsylvania, rip his fucking ears off.
Hey.
So
I'm telling you right now, that guy's on his last fucking breath. He said he's gonna interview my mother. That'll be the last fucking interview. He's talking tonight about doing missing person stories. We started laughing over here because he's going to be the first one on a milk carton.
Hold on.
I'm not afraid to fucking say it.
Hold on.
Talking tonight about doing missing fucking kill this cocksucker.
Hold on.
Shit, Tony. On a milk carton.
Hold on. What do you guys got to turn off your mute?
Talking to this rat, bro. I'm not talking to this rat.
Hold on. Somebody's got to mute their YouTube.
I don't have my.
No, hold on. So really quick, he jumped off.
He jumped.
Tony, you're welcome to come back on.
Fucking.
No. I actually thought there might have been a chance, like gentlemen, if we could actually have maybe an active disagreement, but try to find some common ground. You know what I mean, FBS?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's up, Vinny? I tried to call you to make sure I could get on. See,
well, also,
and this is why he'll run.
Hold on. Before anything, Joe wanted to say that he was just joking last night. He's right here. Joe,
no, I know that's all good, but
we was just joking.
Vinny, everybody's over it but you. They're good.
I wanted to make sure.
Vinny having the phone for a half hour today. I'm like, listen.
Sure.
I thought we were joking. I didn't know we were seriously setting up boxing matches. You know, I was just like.
No, I know. I was in a mood last night, so I might have taken it the wrong way. But listen, you see that right there? He won't even face me. Now, I heard it sounded like some of you guys believed it. If you think I called the cops on this jerk off, You're out of your mind. I would never I've never called the cops in my life. I'm afraid of the cops. They'll arrest me on a warrant if I call the cops. So that never happened. He's full of shit. He never said that about talking to a cop in Long Island until a couple of days ago. He said on my show he knows nobody called.
He was talking calm until I said I was your friend. How can you be? And then he started screaming. I started it, but when I said I was your friend, how can you be friends with him?
Hold
He
on.
got mad.
I don't know if that's Tony. Tony, he called in. I wanted to respect him calling in, just like you called in. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful. Listen, I come from the school that, you know what? Talk about old school. Sometimes you disagree, sometimes you hate somebody, but you got to come to the table. You got to try to talk it out. So FBS, what was the genesis? I know you guys kind of made up, but why did you guys kind of become at odds again? If you don't mind me asking.
Wait. Why did you become at odds at the beginning?
Yeah,
I don't
let's
even
start
know
with
what
that.
what that was about.
All right, so somebody, a fake, how they make these fake, they'll use your avatar and stuff. They'll basically be an imposter in somebody's chat acting as
I had one of those, yeah.
Yeah, so there was a fake fat bald Sicilian in his chat when he first started trashing him. Some stuff about he's a phony and comparing him to A-Light. It wasn't me. I didn't even know who he was at this point yet. Then somebody tells me, oh, this guy's been talking about you. So I check him out and I'm like, what is he trashing me for? So I explained to him in his chat, bro, you made a mistake. That wasn't me. I have nothing bad to say about you. I don't know you. Yeah. But then he kept going and going. So finally he got me started. Then eventually he comes on my show. He apologizes. He wants to squash the whole thing. I said, cool. For about a week, we were good. And then he just starts again. It was like a Saturday or something. I put on his show and he's talking about me and my wife. And I'm like, all right, let me address this dickhead again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So hold on. So let me ask you this. If let's just say, sake of argument, right? I had him on my show and I did an interview similar to what I had with you. If I asked him what caused the beef, what do you think he would say?
Well, it's a good question because I actually played the video tonight of him talking about when he came on my show and apologized. The video includes him saying exactly why he started it. And it's exactly what I just told you.
Yeah. He
said that he knows that there was an imposter. He didn't realize it at first. But by the time he did realize it, I had already started in on him.
Yeah.
And then he, as far as why he came back out and started again, I have no idea. He has yet to say. Other than the fact that it makes him money. All my haters hang out in his chat. They donate to him. So
interesting. So you have FBS here. He's been a friend of the show. He was a great guest. I'm going to grab a cigar, jump in and ask him some questions. I got some for you too, so don't go anywhere. But jump in.
Tom, you don't mind that I'm live streaming this, do you?
No. On your channel, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'm on live right now too. So
yeah, more than fun.
All right, cool.
So there's this guy, Brooklyn guy, that I heard that all you people have been watching. I'm kidding. I'm mad at Tom now. Why couldn't this have been done on my channel with the 4 Horsemen?
Yeah,
I even get fucked with this, Chris. Nice guys get fucked.
Yeah.
I should go like this. Come over, go like this, and do what you want, and then leave me alone.
All week
Christ.
we're on your show. Then when we get the big guy to come on.
The one night
then
I'm freezing my balls off out here, and I'm not getting any views.
Well, listen, the best thing would have been if Tony would have stayed on so I could dismantle him like I usually do. But the bottom line is no cops were called. What happened is very simple. First of all, he said himself he couldn't take it. I was putting him through hell. I was just destroying him. But it's kind of common knowledge now that Sammy, his hero, was talked to about him. And that night, when Tony tried to call Sammy Gravano, Sammy hung up on him. And he realized right then, oh shit, I got myself in trouble. And then he pops on, 10 minutes later on my show apologizing. So that's what it's really about. He knows that Sammy was like fed up with him because Sammy's not going to attach himself to a guy who's trashing women and all that. So
yeah, man, it seems like it's just going to a different level. It's not just between you and him. It's like the wife, the mother. It's like it's getting out of hand, really. I think
it's crazy, man. It really is.
Let me ask you a question because we have our viewers, we have your viewers. There's a whole bunch of people. We have common audience. So I got to ask kind of the open-ended
Couldn't
question.
be on my channel. All fucking week we're on my goddamn channel.
Why don't you go
He
live?
knew it. You spoke to him, didn't you?
Well,
You
okay,
knew this
I
was
have
happening.
to fully disclose. Bay 8th text Chris, come on Tom's show, not me.
I believe it.
So
I believe it.
question you though. Let's
Yeah.
just say hypothetically, because he's obviously not ready. In order to come to the table, you have to, you have to be ready, right? So
Yeah.
my question is, what would be a starting point to you to maybe come back to the table and say, hey, you know what? I'll at least listen to what he has to say.
There's no chance of that anymore. I gave him a chance. At this point, the shit he said about my wife and all that, I hope that I drive him to a massive heart attack and he drops fucking dead at this point.
If you don't mind me, Chris, FBS, if I remember correctly, when he did apologize to Shauna, right?
Have a good one, bro.
JSV's out. Be good.
Hey, Chris,
Be
nice
good, bro.
meeting you, pal.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, man. Have a good night.
He's trying to salvage his marriage. Me, I'll be divorced by tomorrow.
Divorce. She just texted me. You're divorced now.
No, so hold
Yeah,
on, because we're doing 2 live streams. Hold on really quick. So my question though is, the second time you guys made up, and first time you made up, he went after your wife after that again? Like
Yeah, he's been doing it for days now. Yeah, it's the first thing he did when he started trashing me again, is going after her, saying disgusting, perverted things about her. Saying all kinds of nasty shit. He's just a bad guy, man. So there's no coming to the table anymore. I'm finished with that dude.
Yikes. Well, I mean, I had him on. What happened was he came in one of our live casts. I wasn't even sure if it was us, if it was him, and he called me a rat, right? So I'm like, all right, like let me address it, because again, I believe in addressing things directly, whether it be offline, online. I don't think he has an email, so I wasn't able to find him. So I jumped on his podcast. I couldn't, it's like, hey, I want to chat with you. He didn't see it, so he jumped on today because it really was him. But then he obviously jumped off because you were here. But it would have been nice to at least try to fix things. I mean, it's
It was gonna get ugly, I think, honestly.
Oh, it would have been great. You guys would have loved it. It would have made your night. But this is the third time he backed down from me. So he's not even willing to face me online. And when he came to my city and I was looking for him, he ran then too. I called a friend of his and I said, I want to meet him. Where is he? And then he tells his friend, I'm done. I don't want to meet him. I'm leaving. And he left town. So, this is, he's not a tough guy. He thinks he is. But, listen, my policy is the same with him as it is with anybody else that I'm involved in any kind of bullshit with. You stop talking about me, I'll stop talking about you. We can never be friends.
Yeah.
I'll never mention your name again. But he can't. There's something wrong upstairs. He's in bots. I'm telling you.
Well, I think one of the things is, I think that at first, and again, I don't know him well, and he was on me a little bit. When he came on, he did apologize right away. In the beginning, how much of it was like shtick, and how much you think he was seriously messing with you in the beginning?
You can't tell with him. You know what I mean? I think some of it was shtick. And he knows that it helped him grow his channel a little bit. So he's got a purpose to what he's doing. There's a reason for what he's doing. But I think he's dead serious now. He came on earlier, Tom. He threatened to kill me, my family, Jimmy Calandra, his family, and this kid Nick and his family. Yeah.
Holy shit.
He said he'll come to my house, he'll burn my house to the ground, and me and my family will be nowhere to be found. And
holy shit.
Yeah, this guy.
He thinks you were talking subversive about his mother, though.
No, that's because he makes shit up in his head. He's crazy. I said that somebody emailed me and told me how I could get in touch with his mother or his brother. That's what I said. And he takes that. I would never in my life, I would never trash a guy's mom. I would never, threaten or do anything. This is what's in his head because it's projection. It's what he would do.
Chris, let me ask you, we're friends. I want to ask you an honest question. Maybe you could help me out because I know you know about this stuff. How do I switch this feed to my channel right now?
Tom could walk you through it.
We want to keep it organic and we'll pivot.
You know, Chris, he hires an IT guy just to set up his StreamYard.
to turn on my computer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I've walked Vinny through some things.
Chris helped me with my StreamYard. I didn't know how to do it.
You did. Rob Lito's a good guy, good friend of the show. He did talk about his mom, Babe. So maybe bringing up the mom might have been a shot over the bow, even though it wasn't intentional. What do you think about that?
It's possible, but I'll tell you what, anybody who says that I talked about her, I challenge you to find the clip. I haven't taken any videos down. It just never happened. To tell you the truth, I'm not even sure I mentioned his mom. I mentioned that somebody told me who his brother is and what he does for a living and where he lives. And even that, I didn't say in any malicious way. I just said that I got an email about it. I don't even think I mentioned his mom, but if I did, it was in the context of, that email.
If you don't mind me asking, people know I generally stayed out of like most of these beefs. I just I'm just like and part of the reason why is I don't how do I say this? I don't try to get into the mix, right? But once in a while, I did say some things I was upset about, right? But I was because upset I was acting out of character. Was there ever a moment you might have said something or did something that you felt bad afterwards because it was out of character for you?
Well, listen, to be perfectly honest, I'm not the kind of dude that would. You're talking about with him specifically, right?
Yeah.
With him, I'm not the type of dude who would ever make fun of or try to trash a guy who's down on his luck. And I let him talk shit about me for quite a while before I ever addressed him. He's a homeless dude. It's like. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's almost cowardly to do, but he wouldn't stop. And then with my wife, it's like, all right, Tom, you know how that is.
Yeah.
So I kill for my wife, honestly.
Yeah,
so,
that's the only time I had an issue was when somebody tried to drag my fiance into something, and it was two people, both of which we reconciled, and we kind of worked it out. But I agree, once you bring family, and all bets are off.
Yeah, but as far as something specific I said that I regret, I said a lot of, below the belt shit. There's probably a thing or two, yeah. But it's hard for me to feel bad about anything with them talking about my wife.
Go ahead, Joe.
So, FBS, how much do you think it's people like in his camp or his network that are like stirring the pot? Do you think that's coming into play a lot? Because it seems like, you're not really saying anything about him, but he's taking it, that you are.
Well, with most people I've gotten into this shit with, that's usually the case. So it's a good question. But with him,
thank you.
With him,
appreciate it, man.
There was never like he said on my show when he apologized that he does this shit for views and he knows it helps him get subscribers. So I think that's his motivation. I don't think he needs any motivation other than that. And like I said, he's got a bunch of people that hate me watching his show. And I watch the show sometimes. As soon as he starts talking shit about me, they start throwing money at him. So, that's what it's all about with this guy. The guy doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. So
you know what it might be? You ever hear the expression, the enemy of the enemy is my friend?
Yes.
So maybe you might have had some detractors, and then they might have, kind of supported him, and that might have maybe accelerated things a little bit, got you upset a little bit. It kind of escalated, right? Pretty quickly. Now, I don't know if you're still watching, Tony, and this comes from a good place for both of you. What's the first step in de-escalation with this? Because it escalated. We can all agree to a point that's way too high. What can we do as a first step on both sides to de-escalate it? Maybe an inch or two.
Like I said, and this is an honest to God answer.
Yeah.
I don't even care if he talks about me.
Yeah.
Never mention my wife again in any derogatory way. Never say a fucking word about her, and I'll never say her name. You could trash me all day. I can take it. And that's it. I'll never talk about the dude again.
Yeah, and I don't know him. If I understand that he is a street guy, I think with guys at his generation, guys that he was with, I think there's a certain level of rules and parameters that are acceptable and not. If he went out of those parameters, it's kind of like, well, why did he do that? And then if so, is it something that, like, if he closed that gap, could it make reconciliation at least a little bit easier? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to. So it's any negotiation where people are very far apart. The first Damien's a good guy. The first step in any negotiation where people are very far apart, you got to find a starting point. And believe it or not, it's not always in the middle, because like you may be like way here and he may be way here.
But what would you think if he stopped talking about you for 2-3 straight weeks and then reached out and said, "Look, there's the olive branch. I haven't spoken about you. I want to put this behind us." With 3 weeks of not talking about you, I'm just putting this out there. Would you say it's worth listening to you because you gave up 3 weeks of it? something like
How
that.
about 3 minutes? It seems.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, Joe, right? Yeah, Joe was right. I mean, he can't go 3 minutes. It's every day. I wake up and he's got a video on talking shit. I go to bed, he's got a video on talking shit. It's nonstop. And listen, I'll never have respect for a man who trashes a woman. Never. And that's what he goes to. And in that video I played earlier for my audience, the apology he did on my show a couple of weeks ago, he even said, I don't know anything about your wife, but I didn't know what else to say about you. The only way I could get at you was talking about your wife. So it's a cowardly thing. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you a question. So we talked about this on my show when you were on, and for FBS's audience, it's episode, I think, number 14. Great episode from a few days ago. If you didn't check it out, check it out. But you adopted and you understood the YouTube game pretty quickly, right? And how do I say this? Like, you get it, right? You get it. Like, you knew the system, you hacked it in a way, you got a good amount of subs, you got a good following, and you're cooking, right? You can't expect Tom needs a nap. I'm not even drunk. How many would have one wine?
What?
I don't know, some of them I'm drunk. Anyway, my question about that is, with all due respect with Tony, he's not a YouTuber, he doesn't know YouTube. So in a way, his maybe modality or way to rise up wasn't to collaborate, which is a better way, but it was to come at you, and maybe just came at you a little too hard. Can we agree with that, Chris?
Oh, absolutely.
So
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So I just think maybe, and again, I don't know him that well. I just was on for a minute. I just think he might have took it a little too far, and it might have been intentional. But you know how it works. Once you kind of get to a certain point, you have two options, right? You can acquiesce and say, you know what, I'm sorry, bro, it's my bad, or you can double down. The question is, if he doubled down, why did he double down? And I think that's the issue versus the insults. The insults are the tail end of it, right? It's what comes out, right? The question is, why did that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's what I'd love to figure out from my perspective,
Yeah, it's one thing when you just talk shit, but then you start threatening people and bringing in people's wives. I mean, where's that going to lead?
Yeah.
I know. I come from a world, Tom, where, and I'm certainly not making any threats, but you never threaten somebody's life because it's their, it's almost, they have to kill you at that point. Honestly, because if somebody threatens your life, you don't know if they'll act on it, and you can't sit around and wait.
And the other thing is, though, if he threatens you or someone threatens someone, you don't have to call the cops. They're probably listening already.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So it's like, how is that gonna, proceed? It's not going to be good, and you're going to look like you were the one that called the cops. When in reality,
Well, this is what happened. One night he really went crazy and he threatened my life, my family, everything. And I was on fire. And I got on and I said that there's a couple of people, it was bullshit, but I said there's a couple of people in my family who want to call the cops and I'm not going to stop them. Never said I'm going to call the cops. The words never came out of my mouth. And nobody called. It never happened. But it forced him to take all his videos down. So I got a kick out of it. Yeah. But nobody ever called the cops. So his idiot followers and him being an idiot, they just took it, ran with it, and said, "Oh, he called the cops."
All right. So hold on. This is getting interesting. We have somebody in the waiting room who's also a former guest of my show. Could I have him jump on?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, hold on 1 second, though. Let me just tell my people not to leave. All right, hold on.
Lee, how are you, sir?
With me. I hope you're listening. I'm going to come back and just do my show, so don't leave me, please.
I just want to say one thing. FBS, you owe me one because I'm choking right now with the secondhand smoke with these guys over here in the cigars.
So, Lee, how you doing, buddy?
Not bad, actually. I've been just sitting back watching this shit for the last couple of days. I mean,
so let me ask you.
You want to be the peacemaker?
Well, let me. Well, I want to. I want to ask Lee, right? So, being a third party to their beef, and you maybe being a little biased, but what would be the first step, or how do you think they can reconcile this? From your,
I don't think they can. I think that this YouTube is pretty ugly and nasty, and there's a lot of provokers out there. And even when you're telling the truth, the other side doesn't believe you, and that's me. I'm guilty just as much. I mean, it's ugly, man. And it's like this. Tony could disappear tomorrow and somebody else will show up on the scene. They just come out of the blue. We got this dude, this dude running around with a coffee cup now, and he's come out of the blue.
Yeah, that's like people are making shows about shows about shows. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, it's like, but the reality is this also, and I'm sure FBS will tell you this. Drama gets views, and I've been trying. Whenever I do these shows, and it's not drama in it, the views go down. That's the reality of it.
Well, I have a question for FBS. So you obviously do different type of shows, and you're on almost every night, right? Do you see a material difference between the shows where Tony Pizza is mentioned versus not, in terms of views and support, or are they about the same?
Well, this is why I'll say that I don't know. Like sometimes, yes, there's more viewers when there's drama. Absolutely. Because you know why? Only some people like the other stuff, but everybody likes the drama. What I do, just so that can't be used against me, I'll never put, if I'm beefing with somebody or if I'm going to trash them, I don't put their name in the title anymore. This way, nobody could say, oh, we clicked on your video because there was drama, blah, blah, blah. So my views or whatever they would have been otherwise.
Got it.
I mean, drama brings views, but I don't like this shit, whether anybody believes it or not. I would rather get less views and just do what I love doing than be fighting with these fucking people all the time.
That makes sense.
Well, listen, I'm getting less views just by doing regular stuff. That's the reality.
I'll get the
if I switched it up tomorrow and went back to the beefs, the views go up.
I'll get in a minute. Well, so Lee, with you and FBS, are you well? I don't know where you guys are at. Are you guys okay to kind of reconcile here on the Armchair NBA?
There's nothing to reconcile. He does his thing. I do mine. What he believes about me, I can't change. What I believe about him, he can't change. We ain't never going to be friends. We don't like each other. End of story. But you know what? The guy's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing.
But you're at least neutral on him.
I'm not neutral. I don't like him. And just like he doesn't like me.
No. You don't have to like him, right? You don't have to like him. But what I'm saying is you can at least be neutral in terms of.
You're two professionals.
Yeah.
But
without a doubt.
Do you know him?
Huh?
You say you don't like him. Do you know him as a person?
Not as a person, no. Just like he doesn't know me as a person. We know what we hear. And sometimes, unfortunately, that has too much power.
But I guarantee if you guys talk out of the camera, you'd find out maybe you might have some things in common and might be able not to become friends, but to have a
common ground.
Exactly.
We have talked on the phone. We did get along, and we just don't get along now. And there's no sense in pretending that we're going to get along.
No, if you guys watch the whole time Lee has been on, I don't respond to him. I have nothing to say to Lee. I don't like Lee. I fucking hate him.
I gotta tell you something. Hey Lee, how are you?
Well, it's mutual. It's mutual FBS.
The thing I've learned.
I expected it to be.
The thing that I've learned from all this, how to get subs, because I don't have anywhere near the subs you guys have, is the worst that ever happens to me is Lee says he may be a simp. I can see why I have no subs.
No, but see, I never said that. No, but see, that's something that's where you made a mistake. When people come in and tell you that I'm talking about you, I would say to you, find me the show.
Oh well, no. On my show, I said I don't know if Lee actually said that.
But then you came on all upset that morning, and you were like, "Oh, I can't believe this." And I'm thinking to myself, "What the hell is he talking about?"
Well, no, I said because I had a nice conversation, and you've always been very cordial to me. And then someone sent me, and then I figured, someone trolled me, and then I said, after thinking about it for a couple of minutes, if you go back, I said, you know what? If it was Lee, I don't even think it was. And when I went to look for the thing, I couldn't find it. And then I knew I got taken. And I spoke to him and I said, you know what? Lee just said, thank you, Vinny, for talking about my. It didn't make sense that you did that. And
well, that's what these people do. They go back and forth. Whether they're going to FBS or going to me or. As for Tony, I don't know what to say about Tony. Tony.
What can you say?
Tony can change on the dime.
Well, let me pose a question to the panel. So we're all creators, right? We're not gangsters. We're creators on YouTube. Maybe talking about whatever genre it is. This happens to be quasi mob genre, right? So would it be better if we all work together? I'm not being kumbaya. I'm just saying logistically work together. Oops, sorry. To make things a little easier.
Probably not, because you'd lose half your viewers.
Well, see, that's the problem, and I want to go after this because I honestly have no desire to be on here with Lee. But I don't That's the difference with us. I'm not worried about the viewers. I'm not worried about losing my viewers. I don't do shows based on what'll get views. So, but that's it for now. I got to get going. I want to get back to my show. Thank you for having me on, Tom. Thank you,
Chris,
Joe.
thank you. Always a pleasure.
Take care, Chris.
FBS, man. You know I was just joking, right, bro?
Of course, we're good, man.
Okay,
We're-
cool, because we're good.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Have
bro.
a good one.
All right.
No, that's our. So Lee, I'm having a little technical difficulty.
Yeah,
with
stay
the
there, Lee. We
StreamYard.
lost the picture. Stay there though.
Okay, I thought
Yeah, you guys have
Can you
to.
see us? Lee, can you see us?
I could see you.
Can you take me off here, Tom?
I don't know how.
Much
Yeah,
to
we're
your
stuck on
chagrin.
another
I
screen
literally,
right now.
I literally lost my StreamYard. Hold on, it may drop. Hold on, I hope this doesn't drop it. Hold on.
What do you say? Emails?
Hello, Lee, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So hold on.
I'll
So
vouch
so
for you.
the StreamYard dropped. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, Chris, thank you for being on. I'll be in touch. And I don't want anything I sandbagged in any way. I just want him to come on, chat a little bit, and great luck with your show, buddy. Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Tomorrow.
We'll
Chris.
talk soon. Be good, buddy. Bye.
Yep.
Bye, buddy.
So Lee, so you're neutral with him. Do you?
I'm
think
not
there's a-
neutral. No, I'm not neutral.
No,
We
but
don't
what
like
I mean
each
is you
other.
can at least be
Okay.
cordial. You can be cordial.
Okay. Yeah. There's been too much damage to be neutral. Or
You could be
anything
on the
like that.
same screen without jumping off, pretty much.
I'm not going to jump off.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's that. You know, it's like I'm not afraid to debate him or anything, but I don't like to be on when he's live streaming into his show. I don't want to do anything for his show. Just let him do his own thing.
Well,
Lee, I'm sorry, Lee.
Yeah.
Getting away from all this shit
Yeah.
for 10 seconds. How's
Yeah.
your partner?
Very sick. And you know, that's another thing too. You know, you had some people coming on here saying some horrible things about money and stuff, and it was trolls. And so right away, people believe these things and they start trolling it. I mean, you got some really fucked up, demented people.
Oh, I know that.
It's like the people that were playing with you. That person that came and played with you was somebody who was an FBS fan that came on and trolled you and basically told you I was saying this crap about you, and I wasn't.
They
You know,
didn't say anything terrible. They just said that he said that you were a FBS simp, and you. Which can I tell you honestly? If I were you viewing it, I would think I am too. I'm being honest with you. I'm totally. You see, I'm honest on my people that said that you use hair shit. I said, yeah, look, I'm not lying to anybody. I don't have to be on here for that. But no, but the guy did help me out. He never wronged me, and I was brought up until someone fucks you over. You got their back. And that's why you saw. I had you right on my show. I don't give a shit if anybody's not.
And here's the difference between me and them. I would
I'd
never
have you
tell
on.
nobody. I would never tell nobody to stop watching someone's show.
You never told me that.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about what people do.
Oh,
And
okay.
I also would never say, don't give them money and stuff. This is what these guys are doing. They're getting so vicious right now. I mean, the Tony FBS thing right now is beyond anything that me and FBS have ever gotten into. Now it's just, pure. It's not even a battle right now. It's super ugly.
Yeah.
Well, let me. BTA wants his mugshot.
What?
BTK wants his mugshot back. Rob's a good man. All right, so Lee, let's pivot a second because for anybody watching, the truth is I wanted to have. Well, Tony came on. I had a little bit to settle with him. He says you're just messing with me. I'm okay with that. I don't hold a big grudge. Not a big deal. Chris jumped on. Obviously, Tony Pizza wasn't too crazy about it. And then obviously,
because I can't.
yeah, and then obviously, Chris is not super crazy about you, but I get it, right? But when you came on my show and then I came on yours, and I appreciate. I'm doing a live, I know I'm trying. Like I'm sitting. Anyway, I'm not on your most son. So what? I'm messing with you, Joe. So
Perfect.
No, I'm messing with you, Joe. So anyway, with that being said, though, is I saw you pivot a little bit. You tried some new topics. You tried some new content. How's that going, and how are the results?
Actually, I've been getting views are down, but I'm still getting great reviews from the people that are watching it.
Yeah.
The reality is, people like you got like dickheads like this Damien Omen Trites.
All right, we're keeping this positive.
No. I'm being positive. This guy's a professional fighter.
Yeah.
And the first thing he does is come in here snapping shit. You
Well,
know,
so
this is the type of people that you deal with.
No, no, I
People
know.
like this.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, you know, this as soon as your platform gets any amount of volume, right, and views, the level of trollmanship or troll personship being woke is going to raise. We all know that, right? So what I'm saying though is, you did. I actually like that. I think you did something on Kyle Rittenhouse. Where did you land on that? Because I didn't watch the whole thing.
On Kyle Rittenhouse, I got great feedback from it. Whoops. Okay, I'm here by myself right now. Hey, Carlos, can you see me? Hey, Damien, you know something, for a tough guy, you really are a little bitch. You know that?